Hey everyone, let's have a weekend vlog. I'm not planning to do much, but I'm going to have a rather relaxing and nice weekend. At least that is the plan. My week has been up and down, mentally and physically exhausting. So I decided to start the Saturday without my morning run and just sleep in and read in bed. I've been reading most of December Popco, and I really enjoy the book, but I'm only this far in. It's about this company that makes toys, and they're at sort of at an idea tank or a place where they're supposed to generate new ideas for teenage girls and how to market to them. It's a lot of interesting things about marketing and toy companies, or in general, ideas behind selling to children or teenagers. And aside from that, we also have the background of the main narrator, which is a young woman who's good at cracking codes. So her idea or her line of product is mostly spy and kid code breaking stuff. And in her past, there has been a mystery, or there is something with code cracking. And we get some of that information as we go along. There's a lot of mystery of what is going. And at the moment, they're in a team and they're supposed to find out this new product idea and get some team training. It's really fascinating and captivating. I really like the characters. I like the writing. This reminds me a lot of The End of Mr. Y by the same author. And I really enjoyed that as well, how it got to so many different topics and all connected well. So I'm really enjoying that. But now I want to take care of this. I shaved off my hair because I was tired of coloring and I wanted to see how it looks underneath. I turned gray in my early 20s. I never admitted that in my early 20s. But now that I'm in my mid 40s, why hide it? Anyways. But I didn't expect to look into the mirror and see my dad before he died. I don't know why I look like that, but I don't like that. Also, I don't like the color. I didn't expect it to be checkered like this. So we're going back to coloring in red. And that's what we're going to do now. And then some breakfast, maybe later. It's nice and sunny. If it stays like this, I may go on a bike ride.
That's much better. Maybe a little bit too orange. Anyways, as the weather was nice and really sunny, I took myself to Marseille. I took the bike there and then walked around listening to The Witcher. I started The Lady in the Lake, the fifth book in the Witcher saga, and I think it's the last one that ends the story of Geralt and Ciri. And I must say, I'm a little confused. I've lost more and more interest in the series as I progressed, and I've took a long break rather between the fourth book and the fifth book. So I'm not exactly sure what exactly is going on. Also, I have the feeling that a lot of this is just telling stories of stories. So we're not in the story, not in the events, but we're hearing other people talk about the story. I like how the author plays around with different narrative styles and different types of narration and perspective. But this is taking me too far away from the action to actually be interested. And I've noticed this before, that a lot of the storytelling is when someone else tells someone else a story of what was going on, I'm less interested or less invested. And this feels, at least in the beginning, there is a part where we're somewhere in the future where they're discussing the legend of Geralt and Ciri and how it ended. And I have no clue how that is going on. I don't know. I'm just glad I think it'll be over after this one. There is another book of, I think it's short stories again, and it's supposedly better again. But I'm not sure if I'm interested in listening to that. Anyways, I'll just talk to you later.
Sunday morning, I did that thing again where I missed the sweet spot to get up and fell asleep and had the worst dream ever. I got lost again. I often get lost when I have these dreams. Anyways, so I'm a little bit knackered today. It's not sunny, it's rather gray and rainy. I probably won't be doing much today. Yesterday, after I came home, I read a little bit more in Popco. It's getting more interesting with the treasure hunt. I'm looking forward to that. And then I spent most of the evening watching Hotel del Luna, which is a show about a hotel for the dead, where they can go recover or get rid of their anger before they move on to the afterlife or heaven or whatever. And I always find it interesting how much I like to watch things about ghosts and afterlife, reincarnation, and all these things. I don't believe in it. I don't want to believe in it. And if I'm honest, it's the worst outcome I can imagine, any form of afterlife. For me, after death, this is hopefully the end. And I still enjoy watching shows like that. I don't know. Anyways, I just got back from my walk and it's dark. The walk basically wasn't out in daylight anyways. There hasn't been any daylight today. It's been drizzling and rainy and basically gray. So I listened to some more of The Witcher on my walk, but I don't really know. I'm slightly confused as to what's going on, so I keep slowing it down and thinking maybe I'm listening to it on too fast a speed, but I'm not sure if that's it. I'm glad it's the last book. I'm not sure if I can focus on reading more in Popco today. My mind's been wandering around all over the place. And so I might just have some dinner, edit the vlog, and finish the night by watching some more of Hotel del Luna. I hope you enjoyed this, I don't know, rambly vlog, short vlog. I'll have to see how it turns out when I edit it. Anyways, maybe I'll do that again next weekend when I think I'll finish Popco. There are chances of that. The week is going to be busy and I probably won't be reading as much again as I didn't do last week. So maybe I'll finish The Witcher and Popco on the next weekend and it might be worth vlogging. Let me know in comments if you're interested. Thank you all for watching and let me know how your weekend was. Bye-bye.